everybody, welcome back to my channel and my week 2 of my weekly actor check-in vlog. My name is Christina Alabato. I'm a professional actor living in New York City. Well, actually now I am living in the middle of nowhere, New Jersey, shooting a feature film, the one that I talked about last week. So welcome to my hotel room. Yeah, I'm so excited to check in for week 2. Thank you all for watching my video last week. I was so happy to be reading all about your wins that you had that week. I can't wait to read about your wins this week. Again, we can talk about our wins, our losses, our frustrations, all of the things. Keep them coming in the comments. I loved reading them and interacting with them. Yeah, so yay, glad we're back. I had a lot of questions about some businessy stuff that I want to answer. But first, let's do my week 2 check-in, and then we'll talk about those questions that I got, because I would love to talk about that. So week 2 for me, let's talk about it. So right now we're talking about the week of October 17th through today, which is October 23rd. So this week, very chill. I did not have a lot going on purposely because to be honest, when you book a film or book a TV show, you're sort of at the mercy of when it starts, when they're traveling you, and you're kind of on hold for that amount of time. And so I knew that the movie I was going to start shooting this past week. I just didn't know which day, and I didn't know which day they'd be traveling me. So I kind of cleared my schedule for the most part, just to ensure that I was available to come when I needed to come. Let's talk about auditions. This week, audition-wise, I'm counting right now, I had a ton of voiceover auditions, like a crazy amount. Let's see, let me count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this week I had 11 voiceover auditions. That's a lot. I'm very grateful for them. I think about probably 8 of them were animation and 3 of them were commercial voiceover auditions. So I did my voiceover auditions all throughout the week, including here at my hotel, my new hotel room, which it's always interesting doing my VO auditions when I'm out of town because they just sound different. It's a little tricky, but we make it work because we must. So I had that many VOs. So I got 2 legit auditions this week. One of them I ended up passing on just because of the timing of it. And the second one I just finished filming right before I taped this. So woohoo! Self-tape, check, yay. Still a little slow on the audition front, but no biggie. Especially that now I'm sort of focused on this movie that I'm shooting. So that was what auditions were like last week. I scheduled 1 general meeting, which will happen in November, which I'm excited about. Let's talk about what I did during the week for work. So for work, on Monday, I had 2 private coachings, 1 voiceover coaching and 1 vocal coaching. So always grateful for my private students. If you would like to book a lesson with me, please do. ChristinaCoaching@gmail.com. I love connecting with artists in that way and, you know, helping people along their artistic journey in whatever place they're at. I have students of all walks of life, people that are pursuing it right now, people that are in high school and junior high figuring out if they want to, all types of people that are working on towards this. So I had my 2 coachings on Monday, which was great. And then I went over to a friend's house and hung out. And again, just so grateful for having private coaching in between big jobs. It's an amazing way for me to connect to artists. And also I'm so grateful just as far as being able to make money and sustain myself. So very grateful for that. On Tuesday, I didn't do much. Again, I was in this really weird holding pattern of like, am I leaving, am I not? So I didn't want to book too many private coachings in case I was leaving. I didn't want to cancel. So Tuesday was really like a day of rest. I reread my script and, you know, started packing for the movie because I wasn't sure when I was going to be leaving. Let's see, Wednesday I had 1 private coaching that I squeezed in the morning, which was great. And that was kind of it. I finished packing fully because I knew I was going to go down to Brooklyn and meet my brother and sister because I'm not going to see them for a while. So I made sure that I was completely done packing, which I did. So packed up, ready to go because I found out that I was leaving on Thursday for the middle of nowhere, New Jersey, which is where I'm at now, to film this movie. So I told you last week that I booked an independent feature film, which I'm so excited about, and now I'm here shooting it. That movie is called The Zombie Wedding. It's actually on IMDb, so it's like sort of public. If you like look up my name, you can see what it is. Great cast. I'm so excited to be here. Thrilled. So that's what I'm shooting, and I'm going to be here until November, I think 6th or 5th, shooting the movie. So excited. So on Thursday, I traveled out here. So I took all my stuff to the train. I trained over here. And then I settled into my apartment and rested up because Friday was my first day on set. So on Friday, I went to set. It was my first day on set. I got to meet everybody, the cast and the crew. I'll tell you like a little bit about how it was. So basically what happens is when you're shooting a feature film, or any sort of on camera, the night before you get the schedule that tells you what time you're called, like what time you have to report to base camp, what time you're supposed to be in hair and makeup, and then what time you're supposed to be shooting. So I got my schedule the night before, and it told me that I was going to be on set on Friday. We were shooting this group scene, and that I needed to be, that I would be picked up at 11 o'clock at the hotel to go over and get into hair and makeup. So I got to set, so excited, first day. It was so fun. I got to meet all these people that I had met on Zoom and get to know the space a little bit. So I got there and I went straight to a costume fitting. Usually costume fittings happen, before in the city if it's possible. But again, with these lower budget features, they go really, really fast. So when I arrived here, I went straight to a costume fitting that day. She had already gotten my sizes and stuff. So we tried everything on. The outfit looked great for what we were shooting that day. We were shooting a group scene. So once my costume got approved, I went over to hair and makeup, and the amazing ladies that do hair and makeup on this movie did my hair, which is still fully intact. She curled my hair yesterday at 11 a.m. It is 5:02 on Saturday right now. I'm shooting this one day early because tomorrow I'm leaving. But can you believe this? I cannot believe this. So I got my hair done. My makeup was so amazing. I technically can't share photos or videos on set or in costume or makeup, so that's why I didn't show my makeup, though I think I can sneak in a photo of my makeup next week as long as I'm not in costume. But no spoilers, right? Set is a completely closed experience, meaning like we can't post about it. I can talk a little bit in general about what the process has been like, but I can't tell you details about it. The only reason I can actually tell you what the name of the movie is because I'm already tagged in on IMDb, so it's like public knowledge I'm doing this movie. So I got my hair and makeup done. I put my costume on. I have this, it's not really a trip. It's like I basically have like a holding tent for myself. So it's like a private room with a chair and a table, and I hung out there until I got called for rehearsal. So basically what happens next is once you're ready and the cast is ready, before we go to the actual set, because we're in holding right now, the director comes and we kind of blocked through the scene. It was a group scene. And again, on a feature like this, it's like go, go, go. We don't have a lot of time. So it's important that we block out the scenes before we do them so that when we get there, we can just keep going and go quickly. So this was a group scene. It was like about 8 of us. And so we all met each other. We're all playing best friends in the movie. So it's amazing how fast that is, right? I meet these people for the first time, and within an hour, we're shooting a scene. Like we've known each other for years. It's crazy. So we did a little bit of rehearsal with the director. We blocked it out. He's so nice. Our director, Micah, I love him very much. And then we went to set and we spent the last part of the day, the end part of the day, shooting this group scene. It was so much fun. I can't wait for you guys to see this movie. The cast is so incredible. Just amazing people. So we wrapped at about, so I got there at 11. We wrapped the day around 8 o'clock, got out of hair and makeup and costumes and came back to the hotel. And we all hung out at the bar, which is so fun. That's like one of the amazing parts about doing a movie like this that's away from New York. The entire cast and crew are staying within these 2 hotels. So it was really fun. We got to like hang out and get to know each other yesterday. They were on day 5 of shooting, so I joined them on day 5. So they had all known each other, but it was fun to meet everybody and have a drink. And, we'll be like a little crew for the next 2 weeks, which will be really, really fun. I'm really grateful to be here, beyond grateful for this experience. And I can't wait to keep telling you about it because that was just my first day out of 10, maybe 12. So it'll be an amazing couple of weeks. I'm so happy. So that was yesterday. And today actually was my day off. I have today and tomorrow, which is Sunday off. Sunday's like the cast and crew day off, but I didn't get called to set today. I start shooting again on Monday. So today was like a day of rest. I did a lot of content today. That was like my job today. Again, I'm trying to consider my content as work in a good way, meaning I love doing it, but it's also a part of my entire brand, right? I think as actors, we think about all the things we're doing, and I consider social media, YouTube, TikTok as one of the things that I'm doing to further my brand, to further my reach to people. I also like it. So it's not just about like, I want to have new followers. It's really that like, I like sharing this experience with you. And sometimes 500 of you watch it and sometimes thousands of you watch it. And I don't care. I just want to reach one person or 5 people. That doesn't matter to me. So, but I also like really respect what social media can do. So I do see it a little bit as a job as well, kind of. Anyway, I'm not even really sure how I feel about that. But regardless, today I did a lot of content. That was the thing I wanted to do today. So today was all the content shooting, and I relaxed and sat outside. I went grocery shopping, and I shot a self-tape, and then I'll do a voiceover after this video. And yeah, that takes us up to tomorrow, which is Sunday. I'm shooting this one day early just because tomorrow I'm going to see Gianni and Ellie in Rocky at Walnut Street. And I'm so excited about that. So that'll be my day tomorrow and I won't have time to shoot this video. So that was my week. It was a great week. I'm just so happy and grateful to be here. I'm really tired. I will say shooting a movie is really exhausting. They're really long days, but they're so freaking worth it. Everything about it is, I love it. It's so different than theater, but it's fulfilling in a different way. I mean, I'm obsessed with it. I want to hear about what your wins were. So like, again, slow week, but my win was that I got to be on set. I'm so grateful for that. So yay, that was my big win. What were your wins this week? I want to hear all about them, or what are you struggling with? Let's talk about it. I want to answer a couple of questions that I got last week from one of you. These questions came from Rita Murphy. Hi, Rita. I kind of just wanted to, I'm going to actually move my laptop over here so I can read them. I thought that your questions, Rita, were so interesting, and I wanted to answer them to all of you because I think they were really important stuff. So this next part of the video is going to be a little bit more about the business aspect, like business part of this, which is why I'm doing this. So Rita asks, do you save a lot of money when you're working to counterbalance times when you're working less? This is my biggest question with anyone who does work, gig work kind of stuff. This is such a good question. In general, actors and people pursuing this type of gig work, it's really hard to picture like, what is life going to be like? And how am I going to make ends meet when I'm, again, constantly bopping around from job to job? And so again, you're asking about how I balance money. And I can do a whole other video about money in general. I think it is something that in general, our society does not teach enough to young people. I have always been passionate about saving money since I was a kid. For whatever reason, I think part of it has to do with that, like, I grew up in a family that didn't have a lot of money, so I valued it in a different way. And also I really wanted to be able to be independent even at a young age. So I just had a lot of different reasons that I valued money in a specific way. But I will say it is one of the best things I could have done for myself as a young person, and also like growing up, that I actually really, really cared about savings, about not being in debt, about working for every penny, about that every penny matters, even picking up $20 here or $5 here or, $1,000 on this job, however it is, I build it into my wealth. So my first job that I did was Spring Awakening. And when you ask about savings, yes, from that job at 18, I started a savings account, a 401k came from the union, and I started dumping money in everything I could, right? I would still buy clothes and stuff when I was young, but like every time I could save even $5, I was putting it away. I got some amazing advice from an actor called Henry Stram. He did Spring Awakening with me. Him and Angela Reed, actually, both of them gave me this advice. They said they're older actors. They have incredible careers. They have been working a long time, and they played the adult man and the adult woman on Spring Awakening. And the best advice they gave me was to save my money. And that you think at a young age, oh, I will, but they were like, just do it. Just do it. And I did it. I saved and I saved and I saved. And that has immensely helped me in making it happen between job and between job. I am constantly saving money. Every coaching I'm talking about, I save. Every coaching. I have edited videos before. I have done self-tapes for people. I have every job I get, every voiceover, every reading, everything I do as a gig worker, I save. I obviously have to pay my bills and I have fun and I do my thing, but I'm always saving. I am never not saving, even if it's this much. Majorly important, and it is never too young to start. So those of you that want to be actors, start a savings account right now. It can be so minimal, but just start it. You'll get in the habit. It's the best thing you can do for yourself. So that is one of the ways I help balance, but I also will say, I don't necessarily, though, rely on the savings, meaning that savings is there, but dang, y'all know how fast money goes, right? And especially if you're not making money. So in between jobs, if I'm not making money and I'm not getting residuals for something, it's a big old zero. So I'm always finding little things to do. Again, whether it is coaching or we sometimes have people come over to our apartment and do self-tapes, or noting somebody on something, or walking a friend's dog. I am constantly figuring out how to make it. I know what my nut is per week of what I need to make bare minimum, and I do everything in my power to make that happen. Even if it's like selling something on Poshmark. Like I make money in all types of ways. And that's also why I have an amazing savings account. I was able to buy an apartment. Again, I've not been on Broadway for 12 straight years, but I have saved and saved and saved. So again, if you haven't gotten the point, save your money. It is absolutely what you should be doing. And also, every job counts. Every little thing counts. Just do it all. Your second question was, as an actor, are you paid as an independent contractor? Are you your own business, or do different jobs pay in different ways? So I technically, for most of my career, was just paid as an individual. Every job would contract and would send the contract to me. That's how this is. So yeah, every time a musical books me on it, they write the contract to Christina Alibato. In the last 4 years, I think when I started Mean Girls, I actually became a corporation. If anyone's interested in hearing about that, I can tell you, but it's sort of, it wasn't worth it for me to become a corp until I had been doing this for a while, and until I got a job that was worth me incorporating for. Does that make sense? So if you're interested in that, you can talk to your accountant. That's probably the best person. I am no accountant, but I did end up incorporating about 4 years ago. And so now the contracts are written to my corporation and they loan me out because I am an employee of my corporation. Does that make sense? I still kind of understand it. My accountant really helps me. It's been a better way for me tax-wise to deal with the kinds of business expenses I have as an actor. So yes, I'm a corporate worker. As an actor, do you get to write off a lot of what you pay for to maintain your skills, such as taking a dance class or vocal coach? What about travel and lodging for concerts or equipment? So again, that's one of the reasons that I incorporated. When the tax laws changed a couple of years ago and we weren't able to write things off anymore, that was a major, major shift for a lot of different people in the world, but actors as well. And the way that again, one of the reasons that I incorporated was to be able to write off my voice lessons and write off when I rent a car because I have to drive all my equipment somewhere, all that kinds of stuff. When I buy new lights or a new camera, like that is not for fun. That is for my job and for me to acquire work. So that really helped with incorporating as well. Anyway, thanks for those business questions, Rita. I think the money questions are super important. Maybe I'll do a whole YouTube video about money in general. I don't mean to stress anyone out. It's not stress. It's just start thinking about it. It's very important. Let's see. FG asked, do you ever deal with FOMO when you're currently working on something and see another opportunity that you can't pursue because of your current job? This is such a good question. This for sure, I feel. I actually replied to you, FG, on here, but such a good question. Yes, I think about it all the time. One of the reasons I stopped touring was actually because when you're on tour, you're missing opportunities in New York, but it's weird because you go, well, Christina, you're on a show. Why would it matter? Well, because the show closes and then what do you do? And what if your most perfect show that you're right for is casting and it works out perfectly that the tour will end and you can do that show, but you're not in the city to audition? It's really crazy. A little different now because a lot of things are self-tapes. One of the wonderful things that's come out of the pandemic is that I can be here doing this movie and not freaking out that I'm going to miss some huge pilot audition because I'm here, but I brought all my self-tape equipment and I can tape it. So it's amazing, actually, the access that now we have. And it's one of my favorite things about self-tapes. There are things I don't like about self-tapes, but that's the one thing that I love about it. But yeah, when I sign on to a year of a Broadway show, I think about what that means for the next year of my life. Usually when you sign on to be a principal on Broadway, you have no outs, meaning when I was doing Gretchen, I couldn't have left to do something else. Even if the Christina Alibato Broadway show started, I couldn't leave Mean Girls to do it because I signed a contract. So that's the one catch-22 with Broadway, is that once you get to a certain place in your career, you're like, whoa, like, am I going to sign on for another year and miss potential other things? And so that's some of the questions that we ask ourselves when we decide, am I auditioning for this replacement on Broadway, or is this actually not the right time for me to sign on to a year contract? And that's sort of where I'm at right now. I'm trying to pursue other things on camera, so I haven't been saying yes to a lot of theater auditions. That will not be forever, and that's not with every single case, but it's a case-by-case basis of where do I want to go and how do I keep leveling up in the way that I want to, and also how do I stay happy, right? So it's always this constant balance. But right now I'm being really aggressive at how I'm auditioning, what I'm auditioning for. Yeah, so that's kind of the answer to that. It's very complicated. It's not as easy as like, yeah, I'm an audition for everything. It's exactly what you're saying, which is that, no, if I get tied into a job for a year, which could be amazing, and maybe at another time I would be like, oh my God, I'll do anything. But right now it's like, okay, is this the right show at the right time? What am I, not going to be able to pursue because of it? Do I have other jobs that might be happening, right? Like it's complicated. Those were a couple questions from what you asked. Keep asking me questions. Keep telling me what your wins are from the week. I'm really loving doing this vlog. I'm going to keep doing it. Thanks for watching and supporting me. And I wish you the best week next week, which is October 24th. the week of October 24th. I hope you have a wonderful week. Push really hard. Keep working. Maybe open a savings account if you don't have one, even if you have like $5 to save. Thank you all so much. I love you. Thanks for coming with me on this new YouTube, right? From another place. Weird. On my iPhone. Even weirder. But anyway, love y'all. Have a great week. I'll see you next week.